Hello everyone and welcome to the Edmonds Racing Preview Show, joined by Trent, who's flying the flag for the team today. Toby's down in Sydney ahead of what's an exciting weekend of racing for the team. Mimi Lagarde, day one of the championships.
Yep, sure is. Weather's a bit indifferent. She's going to need her flippers on. Got the visitors draw, but got probably the world's best jockey, which is a big plus, as we mentioned last week. And she travelled down there well. She settled in really well. Never leaves a note at home, and same since she's been down there. She's eating the house down. She's in really fine fettle, so that's really good. It was a bit touch and go on Wednesday night whether she was going to get down there with the massive amount of rain and sort of
here,
the freeway closed for a fair bit, and then I think I got a phone call at like 4:20 saying it's open southbound. We need to get going in the next half an hour. Can you stick around and load her up? Perfect, no worries at all. And she got down there early Thursday morning.
Very good. And speaking of getting down there, nice that you guys can, as trainers, now that I guess COVID, we're coming out of the lockdowns and border restrictions and whatnot, and you can actually be there for the race tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. I think that's probably for the last 2 years, not that we've had a huge volume of horses go, other than sort of Alpine Edge and Vanna Girl, the Harrovian when he went to Melbourne, All-Star Mile last year. For Vanna Girl's first prep down there, we weren't able to be there. Same as last spring as well. And it's sort of hard. You put your trust in other people, and you've got friends in the industry, so it's good in that regard that they do the right thing, but it's still not your own eyes, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at them and you're basically living it every day, there's no eyes like your own. So it's great to be able to get down there and sort of represent and hopefully get the job done.
Very good. Well, it's an exciting weekend heading into that, and also the winners kept coming. Your best bet from last weekend, not much of a price, but still, you declared it on the show, and Toby did as well. Burning Bell winning for on-track thoroughbreds impressively.
Yeah, she looked like she was really going to smack him, but wandered out again, a little bit new still. She's done that sort of. Well, she didn't do it when she won a maiden that bad, but she wandered out again under pressure. She was really going to smack him, and then only just fell in. Got galloped on quite severely in behind, so done a great job, and she's a filly with a fair bit of promise. I think we're going to give her a bit of a freshen up now, possibly put a set of headgear on her, some blinkers, and she might represent over the Scone Carnival, that Denise's Joy, the 3-year-old filly's 1100 metre listed race there.
Okay.
Obviously very important if a filly can get some black type throughout their career. So we'll have a crack, and I'm sure with a set of blinkers on, you'll see her settle and then let rip, and hopefully it straightens her out a bit.
Yeah, okay. Well, exciting times for connections there, and as you say, she's still a little bit green and working what it's all about, but she's winning. So well done to everyone involved there. And also some big news during the week with Harrovian. Big Harold, he's run his last race, but now set to enjoy a nice retirement.
Yeah, man. And doesn't he deserve it? Like, we got him basically, well, at the end of his career. And Steve and Tina and Tom, they just done a fantastic job with him, and they deserve a huge pat on the back. We were, as I said, lucky enough to receive him when he was sort of on a roll and at his top, and he had some fantastic wins for us. The recognition stakes first win for us, first start for us. You obviously feel a bit of pressure going for 10 in a row.
Yeah.
And changing trainers and whatnot after the massive job that Steve had done with him. So there was a fair bit of pressure on that day, and I suppose Dad and I both thought, well, he's there to be beaten today. He's coming back 300 metres in journey. He's carrying top weight in listed grade that he's never run in before. That performance, he was dynamic. Jeez, he absolutely spanked him, and it was an amazing ride. I mean, won the Burnbret in an absolute dogfight. So the horse was just so tough and so willing and such a competitor. It was just an amazing ride. And, All-Star Mile Day, huge, running third in a Doom in 10,000, flashing home like that. From where he come from, he was on death's door 2018 when he was being transported up north. So Oh yeah, it's amazing. A huge thrill for the short amount of time we had him. And as I said, Steve and Tina and Tom, they just deserve a huge pat on the back for how they handled the horse. He come to us in fantastic order, and I'm sure he'll get a well-deserved retirement.
Yeah, great to see, and obviously, as you mentioned, some of those champion qualities, that's why he was a champion. So, all right, also some big news during the week for the Gold Coast Turf Club, the home track, recruiting respected track manager Navesh Ramdani. He's going to oversee the club's $38 million redevelopment here, which is obviously a nice reminder for everyone that the works are about to begin, and he's going to be the man to oversee it.
Yep, obviously Navesh, while I've never met him, but you admire their work from afar. He's obviously had the 4 metro tracks in Sydney for the last number of years. He's seemingly done a fantastic job with them. I think anyone you speak to will attest to the fact that Randwick is amazing, and basically all the tracks are in good shape down there, and he's done a fantastic job. So to get another set of eyes here at the Turf Club with the new redevelopments and the plans that they've got going forward, I think it was a huge coup for the club, and these guys here in the back end and all the hierarchy of the Turf Club are doing a fantastic job, going from strength to strength. So that all coincides with our push to try and become the next metropolitan club up here, and I'm sure he'll be very well received.
Yeah, no, it's great news for the club and everyone involved. I guess it flows on effects to all trainers and everyone. That's what everyone's working towards. So great news there. And that brings us to the preview, mate. Let's get into it. Mimi Lagarde lines up in the Group 3 PJ Bell Stakes over the 1,200 metres. James McDonald to ride, which is great because she jumps from barrier 16. So I'll need a JMac special there. And how do you think she measures up in this field? It seems as quite an open race.
Yep, you're right. Is quite an open race. Don't see a standout. They sort of seem to me as though they're a fairly even bunch of fillies. I suppose now it comes down to luck in running and what handles a heavy track at 10 to 6 tomorrow night, after sort of 9 races previous. But look, our filly's in fantastic order. She only had 2 weeks off after Magic Million, so she is first up, but she's basically been in work since the start of February. Only had the 2 weeks off to freshen up because we were going to take her down for the Surround, the 1,400 metres 3-year-old fillies Group 1. And that was 6 weeks ago, essentially. It was a fair while ago now. Decided to dodge the bog track on that occasion, being first up at 1,400, but here we are at 1,200 on a bog as well. Look, she's in sparkling form. She's had an absolute trouble-free preparation, so can't fault that. I see that there's a fair bit of speed in this race from the quick look that I have had, so if she could just possibly bounce and be a little bit worse in midfield with a bit of cover, obviously not exposing her too quick on first go on a really heavy track, testing surface, and let rip down the middle, I think she can be highly competitive against these fillies. I suppose she showed during the summer that she was one of the top 3-year-olds up here, so by all reports she's settled in beautifully. Dad's been down there with her the last couple of days, and she hasn't put a foot wrong. So just need a little bit of luck in running. I wish we drew probably mid of the field, mid-pack, but that is what it is. I'm sure, James, champion jockey, he'll give her a good ride and get her home for us.
Well, there you go. So fingers crossed there, and good luck to Jerry Harvey and the team there with Mimi, and excited to see her back at the races. And I guess she runs here, and then it'll you've got the rest of the carnival to pick races out from there. Yeah,
it's the start of a fairly long prep. But, we've got the Gold Coast Guineas here in early May, so that'll be about a month between runs. There's a stack of races for her. Fred Best, hopefully the Stradbroke. That's the dream, and we'll just see how she measures up. Very good. Okay, well, excited to see her back. Let's move on to Sunshine Coast on Sunday. Obviously been a lot of rain during the week, but Friday night, Sunshine Coast track's a soft 5, so hopefully a good track heading into the weekend. You've got Jamaica Rumba, an exciting 2-year-old who won his maiden impressively 3 weeks ago at Ipswich. And this looks like a nice progression for him. Sure does. Ryan Maloney goes back on. Obviously, Ryan was supposed to ride him in his debut performance, but had that tumble at Ipswich. So Robbie stepped in and done the job really well. he's also going to be accepted for Monday at Doomben, which was the initial plan that was transferred from
Wednesday's meeting
that just left us to this Monday. So not entirely sure where we go yet. There's pros and cons for both. Sunday looks like an absolutely ideal race for him. Stepping back in journey, probably something that we are a little bit iffy about, but it looks like a fantastic race for him, and so does the Monday event, to be fair, going up to 1200. If he draws soft there, he can make his presence felt. So Dad's mentioned on the show numerous times, really good quality colt. He's improved out of sight since his first up win.
Okay.
Strip's a lot fitter, just looks a lot tighter, looks a lot better in the coat. His work's been super. So whichever way he goes, very good winning chance, and I would be very disappointed if he wasn't to win.
Okay, well there you go. So we'll just keep an eye on fields, whether it is Sunday or Monday, but an exciting horse in the making there, so good luck to Connections. Our Coney's the next runner in a Class 3 handicap over the 1,000 metres, and worked home nicely to finish third in a Class 2 on the Poly at the Sunny Coast last start.
Yeah, and he's building to a win. He's building to his peak. Come off a throat surgery, so he's had a couple of runs now. Both times, blinkers on, just pulled himself into the ground, and that obviously takes your finish away. So he took the blinkers off, obviously left tongue tie on. So hopefully he can just relax a bit, just chill a bit early, and then get down the middle of the track and let rip with that big action that he's got. Similar to how he won a couple of preps ago, well, the last time he won at Eagle Farm, blend in down the middle of the track and let rip. And he's very close to a win. It just depends if he does everything right early, because if he does, then he can finish off hard. I just don't want to see him pulling. I'm confident with the blinkers off, he'll come back underneath the rider and then let rip. So he's a good each way chance, I feel. Just needs to get things right in the early part of the race.
Very good. Okay, well, sounds like he's building into it, into his preparation. Good luck to Connections there. And the final runner on the program is Ballistic Babe in a maiden handicap over the 1,300. Barrier 4 for Jaden Lloyd, and she's been waiting and waiting for a dry track, and fingers crossed she might get one on Sunday.
Well, hopefully she does, because the rain's just been massive, as we know. And we took her to Ballina thinking that she'd handle it. I think we've mentioned it like the last 4 weeks in a row that she's been nommed, and didn't handle the heavy whatsoever. So if she gets a fair track and draws soft, she can knock a maiden over pretty quick, but she just needs the right conditions and everything to go her way, and I'm sure that she can be competitive. Any bit of sort of moisture in the ground would temper my excitement about her.
Okay, very well put. Well, there you go. Well, fingers crossed for the Archer Park team there that she does get conditions to suit, and they're the runners for the weekend, mate. So let's settle on a best bet.
Neck on the line, Jamaica Rumba, whichever way he goes, whether it's Sunday or Monday. Really good progressive colt that can hopefully take his place in the winter.
All right, well, some exciting chances over the weekend, headlined by Mimi Lagarde. So good luck to yourself and the team over the weekend.
Need a bit. Thanks, guys.